Danny Segura for MMA Junkie. I'm here with Mike Perry, a man who, no pun intended, has many hats today: promoter, fighter, podcaster. I mean, you name it. Mike, how are you? And a pleasure chatting with you again, man.
Hey man, it's great to be busy. Great to be here and see you. You know, the more things I got to do, the more opportunities I'm gonna get, the more money I'm gonna make, and I'm here for it all, man. I've always been a hard worker, whether it was working construction, working restaurants, fighting, doing workouts, training and promoting. Um, I mean, promoting is like I got a few things that I promote. Marketing, I do
Hmm.
it, man. I do it all.
You do a lot, man. How's your schedule? Like, what's like a regular week in your life now? Because, as I said, like you got your hands in a lot of things right now.
A lot. I've been thinking about that because a lot of it is like being at home, but I'm on the phone or on the computer, on the
Hmm.
laptop, um, doing media, photos, camera. I got to make videos, content. Got to make
Yeah.
content. Got endorsements. Uh, plates, still not full. Fuck that. It's not full. I got a bigger plate. I got a big old plate, and I got to put some more sides on there and some
Okay.
some more main courses.
Yeah, that's exciting. Yeah, I mean, a lot going on, and I'm sure there's a lot more coming. But let's get into. I want to get into your fighting career real quick before we talk about dirty boxing. As you see there, I went to the inaugural event in Miami. I was there. Great fight, by the way. Great event. But before that, I kind of want to get an update on your fighting career. What's going on? Give us an update. You haven't fought in 2025. We saw you fight a couple of times in 2024. You boxed Jay Paul, and then you also defended your King of Violence title. What's going on, man? I know a lot going on again with your career, but are we sort of resuming that fighting career this year, 2025, or what's going on?
If you were in Las Vegas and you were gonna make a bet, and you saw a bet that said, "Will Platinum Mike Perry fight this year?" Would you put your money on yes? Because
Most likely, depending on the odds. Yeah, I'd say so.
what are the odds that I don't fight?
I don't know. Like he said, you got the promotion going. Maybe it's early next year. I don't know.
I hear you, but all these things need me to fight. All these things need me to fight. And I want to. I want to fight.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I have the urge, and I'm hungry for it. I do train. I was just talking with someone and said I wanted to, turn up the heat of my training over the next 8 weeks. And, I've had some calls and conversations, um, talked with a lot of powerful, important people. And, and it's always the same story. Get me back in the ring. I want in the ring. I want to get back in front of the people and show the eyes, you know, these punches. So, it's a part of that big plate that I got, and
Hmm.
it's taking up a good portion. Is me trying to get back in that ring and do what needs to be done in order to do that. Um, it's bound to happen, and I'll be ready for it. I might have a big name on the hook. I've been had this name, and it's just they might need more preparation, and it takes two sides to get it done. There's another side that I was just getting word on, and if things are taken care of correctly and I'm taken care of properly, then it might just be a little while longer before I get my chance to get back in the ring. But you know, the question should be Platinum Mike Perry is going to fight this year, but
Okay.
will he fight two times by the
Okay.
end of the year?
I like that. Yeah.
So we'll see.
You're still with BKFC, right? You're still signed with BKFC.
Of course, I still have 3 fights on my contract
Hmm.
with them, um, and but my contract gives me a lot of wiggle room.
Yep.
So, but in all respect to them, it would be great to face someone in bare knuckle. A lot of guys are trying to fight me outside of bare knuckle. People are trying to get me to put on big gloves. You know, I wouldn't mind that. To be
Mhm.
honest with you, I wouldn't mind that. But I'm literally like fighting, scratching and clawing to like force someone to give me something real. And I think we're really close to that.
Okay. That's good. That's good news. Yeah, hopefully we see you fight twice this year, man. Your fights in BKFC have been a treat. They've been a lot of fun. I've had the pleasure to cover a few of them. You are the King of Violence champion, and that title implies like fighting another bad mofo, but it also implies like fighting somebody with a name, with respect, with legacy. We've seen you do that. There you go. Awesome. We've seen you do that throughout, right? Thiago Alves, Mike, Luke Rockhold, Eddie Alvarez. Like the list goes on with the superstars that you fought. Who's out there that interests you, that you think makes sense for that type of title fight?
Some of that was breaking up, but who's out there that interests me to face them in bare knuckle?
Yeah.
I mean, I like it, whoever, because I got the experience in bare knuckle, and anybody that has to come over and face me that has a big name that hasn't been over there yet, because it's got to be a big name. The only guys calling for me are the guys who are in the company that I mean, I could give the company some attention, but not as much as if I fought a big name. And coming off of my fight against Jake Paul and all the shit that everyone's been saying, but the realization is these hands, bare knuckle, is what you got to go up against. And I still got those fights on contract. I want to perform those events, and I want to work with BKFC because to fight someone with no gloves on is very invigorating, and I'm very talented with all the skill sides of it. So, to give them a name, um, I can't go fishing on camera
Okay.
and give you guys the name, but I mean, it's been in the making, so we should see each other face to face soon.
Okay. I can think of a couple out there, but I guess we'll wait until that gets announced. And you mentioned your contract gives you a lot of wiggle room. Will we see you again in MMA or boxing? Do you think?
It's been a while. It's been quite a while
Yeah.
since I fought MMA. Um, the weight class at 185 is, I think that's a tough weight class for me in MMA. If a big guy gets on top of me, I'd have to go train with 225-pound Lyoto Machida and get some jujitsu going. And I don't do MMA anymore. I punch these guys, man, and if I train with MMA guys, they'll do boxing with me because it's a big part of their sport. A lot of guys like to throw punches into the wrestling or clinch game or all of those things. Um, all the sports I might have an option in are really boxing, except for Dylan Dennis's ass. He's the only one that's been trying to fight me in MMA. He wants an MMA fight. He wants to try to break people's toes or something. Um,
I don't
if
think
they
he'd fight you.
allow face stomps, they gotta allow face stomps, and I'll fight Dylan Dennis
Yeah.
in MMA. I'll kick him in the face. But
You think he'd fight you?
well, he says he would.
He does a lot
He
of things on social. He says he can beat Ngannou in an MMA fight.
Yeah, but that's a little less believable than will he fight me in
The king of
MMA?
violence? I don't know.
Well, it's not bare knuckle.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not bare knuckle.
Pretty
So
violent in MMA too. You don't have to react to this, but just three names that I like out there: Darren Till, Nate Diaz, and Jorge Masvidal. We'll leave it as that. We'll leave it as that. So let's talk about now Dirty Boxing. Like I said, you launched this promotion. You did a soft launch, I believe, last year, and then the first event official was this year. I was there. I witnessed it. I loved the ring. I loved the design. The fights were a lot of fun. And now you're returning in June, and you put a solid card here. A lot of recognizable names: Jairzinho Rosenstruck, Alex Caceres, Jessica Rose Clark, Alex Nicholson, Francisco Trinaldo, Phil Haas. The list goes on. It's going to go down here in Miami. Um, Talk to me about putting this card together, and how have you enjoyed this new role of being a promoter?
Man, you know, it's actually a lot of work as far as like networking goes and speaking to people, being on your phone, sending messages, being the middleman on a lot of conversations and handing things off and getting in touch with some people um, and I'm loving it. It's really given me a lot to do. Um, as far as just I don't have to just sit on the couch all the time or and not and think, I don't have nothing to do. I can do some push-ups. Really, I'm like, I got to talk to all these people throughout the day and get things figured out sometimes. So it's been great, and I also do commentating now, and I'm commentating again for Dirty Boxing on June 14th. I did my first one, and I got to see some things. It was a first go for me, and how I want to be better at it. So I'm really excited to see a lot of these fights are going to be so exciting. Super action packed fighting style with Dirty Boxing Championships and a lot of heavy hitters throwing punches and elbows at each other and ground and pound to knock down opponents. Like it's going to be action packed. We're giving this stuff away. So we need just people to tune in and share it with the world, man. Share your excitement with Dirty Boxing with the world. Let us know how you feel on Twitter and Overdogs Podcast on YouTube. Leave us some comments. And I know you're excited about the card. I know millions of people saw our card announcement and weren't sure about that double tap, but it's a real thing. There's lots of AI going on in the world, and you never know what's real and what's not. But
That's
Dirty
true.
Boxing Championships is as real as it gets, and Platinum Mike Perry's your official host, and it's for a reason. I've built it and backed it up year after year with who I am as a man, as a fighter, as an athlete, and I'm excited to just enjoy it all with you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun event, and as you mentioned, the broadcasting is crazy because you guys have different languages, right? I know Renato Moicano does one in Portuguese, so like you guys are killing it on the broadcast, and it's free, which is crazy. Everything nowadays is behind a paywall. Is the plan to keep it free, or are you guys maybe eyeing to like get on a UFC Fight Pass or I don't know some sort of platform?
Um, a streaming deal is definitely in the works, but that all depends because a lot of the times I feel like pay-per-view, these days is tough to say
Yeah,
what's dead, what's not, and some people can make it work, and we are obviously we want to continue to bring these action-packed fights and that usually comes with a little reciprocation from the fans. We need your guys' support. Like, subscribe, comment. Let the world know that you want to see more of this, and that helps everybody involved. It's helping the fighters. We're not, these fighters are coming to us and fighting for us because we're giving them, good opportunities. We're giving them a lot of eyes and views, and we're paying them well. So the guys haven't complained about their pay, and I'm sure that day could come, but we'll see. And for now, we're giving out great bonuses, knockouts, and excitement, things like that. So just for now, it's going to be on YouTube June 14th. So tune in,
yeah.
check out Overdogs Podcast. That's ours in English. Check out Overdogs Espanol. That's with Yoel Romero hosting, and that's in Spanish. That's the #1 Spanish MMA podcast.
Mhm.
And Overdogs Brazil with Hanato Moicano. And there's going to be more languages coming. You know, our people's working with everyone from all over the world. We're all about big business, and you know, we're doing it politically correct. And let's have a good time about it.
That's awesome. Lastly, what's your what do you envision for the promotion? What is your goal? What is your like ultimately? How far do you want to take this, and what do you envision for it in the future?
You know, it's already really big.
Yeah.
We're already getting amazing performances, amazing fighters, amazing athletes. All the great medias are connecting with us. I mean, we're working with the best in the space. We're talking to a lot of great influencers who have a really good following, and you know, people like that are a little easier to work with sometimes than
Yeah, really.
you know, some knucklehead fighter or something. And you know, they can also be difficult to work with. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
you know, normal people and some big names as well. So you know, we just keep going up. We stay on a continuous flow, a continuous climb, and keep showing the world, you know, how great um, being being able to protect yourself and you know how to celebrate, how to have fun, how to have a good time, all in the name of a action-packed sport. You know, sporting events are very important in the world, whether people believe it or not. Sports have changed many lives. It changed my life, and they changed many young men's lives all over the world. And you know, we're just giving people opportunities, and you can see it or you can miss out. And we don't want you to miss out. We want you to catch it because it's going to be a great time, and we're going down in the history books.
For sure. June 14th, Dirty Boxing Championship 2, stacked from top to bottom. I definitely recommend it. I went to the first one and you guys got to check it out. And again, it's free on YouTube. So, like, why not? It's an awesome event. Well, Mike, congrats on this venture. Very fun to be covering it, and also excited to see those 2 fights in 2025, right? Those 2 fights. Really looking forward to seeing you back in the cage as well, not only as a promoter. So, thank you for the time, brother, and best of luck in all your ventures.
Cheers, man. See you guys soon. Stay tuned.